This Tesla Model 3 is approaching 250,000 miles on the clock. It spent most of its life as a taxi, but is now in the hands of YouTuber and EV dealer Richard Symons, who has no intention of giving this electric mile muncher an easy life. I've come to visit Richard at his showroom and finish line as he returns from an epic UK road trip. But I have questions. Surely it's got a long list of replaced parts by now. What's the real world range like nowadays? And did he buy it for the secret Elon message hidden in the number plate? And I can't wait to share with you the crazy comparison of charging costs over the lifetime of this car versus fueling a petrol or diesel car. It's bonkers. All will be revealed right now. Hello, I'm Will. Welcome to Tesla Jigsaw. Nice to meet you.
Hello, mate.
Properly. Seen you a long time, but lots of different events. But
Congratulations
on your epic drive. You've just been around the UK.
Yes.
Done a couple of thousand miles, and you're almost at 240,000 miles.
Nearly. So when we left, we had 235,000 miles in this car. And it's not even 4 years old yet. Bear that in mind.
Brilliant.
It's not 4 years old until next month.
Yeah.
So high mileage already, but been a great car. We've had this car for last year and done about 22,000 miles. Before that, it was a taxi in Newcastle. But we've spoken to the first owner, so we know everything's original in this car. Even the paintwork, the glass, the motors, the battery, everything. Yeah. All this car's had in its lifetime is tyres, wipers and suspension bushes, basically. We did a couple of rear motor bushes just before we left because there was, again, a little bit of play at the back after that, but that's just, again, rubber bushes, wear and tear parts. And then it's original. We set off and we've done 2,350 odd miles driving to all the extreme points of Great Britain mainland.
Yeah, as you can see on your map.
Basically this, yeah. So we started, first we had to drive to Cornwall, and then we started at Lizard Point. So it's right near Land's End, but it's more south slightly. And we went to Lowestoft, over to Ardnamurchan Lighthouse on the west coast of Scotland, and then up to Dunnet Head. I will admit, the last that 14 miles of this we couldn't do. There's a lot of difference between being in heavy snow on the M3 in Basingstoke and being the M3 in the middle of nowhere in Scotland. So there's a big difference there. So we had to call a bit of health and safety sensibility there. It took us 31 and a half hours.
So the car's original then? It's got the original battery pack. How are the brakes? Are they original?
Original brakes, yeah. The pads are about 70%. So they've still got most of their life left.
It's amazing.
Absolutely. So about 22,000 miles on these tyres before we left. So they've got about 24,000 miles now. Everything, all the motors, brakes, original. We tested the battery before we left as well.
Yes, my next question.
86%.
Okay, wow.
Which I think is pretty good. So, of course, it's not as optimal as when it was new.
Yeah.
And it means it does a few miles less than when it was new. But we also did this challenge in November, which is, of course, not very optimal. It's been very cold and snowy and wet and slushy, all the things against it. Yeah. But it proved that even a car with this mileage in these conditions can do it. And it was easy in that sense. An arduous journey, but the car made it easy and the car was fault-free the whole time.
Yeah. What's the state of charge that you can get superchargers then? Is it still pulling sort of 150, 170 or?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it can.
Okay.
So the way we did it, because we were driving up through the night and staying awake for 2 days, we deliberately want to do it. So we did like a 2-hour driving window, stop at a charger, charge for about 20 to 25 minutes maximum. And that was typically taking us from about 5 to 10% up to about 65, 70%. Yeah. And then we would do another 2 to 2.5 hour driving stint to switch around so no one person was doing a long drive. So the only long stint was the first one, where you start off with the highest state of charge. And I did, I think, 4 hours until the first charger. Yeah. Each time we were bursting for the toilet, and we often stopped in between for the toilet. So at the end of the day, you have to stay hydrated when you're doing this driving challenge, so you have to drink a lot, which means you do need the toilet and stuff like that. So these are all our drinks containers in the bin here. It proves that the car goes further than your bladder. 2 to 2.5 hours of driving and then a 20-minute short break to go to the toilet, grab a coffee, switch drivers is absolutely fine, and it worked perfectly. Yeah, great. And you've been raising money for the prostate project as well? Yes. So if anyone wants to give anything, then please visit this website I'm showing you on screen right now. Yep. It's all for a very good cause, which is part of the reason you've done it. But you're also, for people who don't know you're an electric car dealer as well. So you actually buy and sell these cars from here. The reason for doing it now, so it's been 15 years since I started the business and 10 years since I ordered my first Tesla. So it was the original Tesla Model S70. Okay. And as we've grown and our channel has grown, 97% of our audience are men. And so it made sense to do a sort of men's health focused charity. I know people that have suffered with prostate cancer, so we've got to make everyone aware of that. And we've also been raising money for Movember, and hence I'm sporting the tash at the moment as well. So it was a good cause. But ultimately, yes, we sell used cars and now use electric cars, and largely use testers now, although I like a bit of everything.
Yeah.
And over the years, I've had lots of customers who have travelled a long way to come and see us, lots of viewers and subscribers and supporters who support our channel. So doing this road trip was a really great way to be able to get to meet a few people. So we did the road trip, proved the car, raised some money for charity, and then we did meet and greet points on the way back where we'd meet people who lived in Edinburgh, and a crowd came out to say hello. And then we did a stop off at Manchester, and again a great crowd there came and said hello. And then last night in Cardiff, a great crowd come and said hello. And it's a chance for us to say thanks to our viewers and our supporters and our customers over the years, which is why we are still here today in business, you know.
It's just nice to meet your viewers in the flesh, isn't it, sometimes?
It really is, because at the end of the day, it's their support that keeps it going, and I'm totally appreciative of all of that. And I think, we work hard as car dealers to do a good job. And a lot of car dealers, I don't think, have quite such a good reputation, but we all work really hard, and it's good that customers recognise that, and they're very supportive of us, and we are very appreciative of that. That's why it's been so good to meet as many people as possible along the way.
Great, that's really good. It's been fun watching your journey. I've been following you as well. So going back to the car then, with such a high miler like this, would you recommend with ease Tesla Model 3 with 100,000 miles on the clock?
Yes, exactly. I mean, you would typically have the normal signs of wear and tear, some more stone chipping, and the feel of the miles is usually quite rare because you don't have like that gearbox that gets a bit sloppy. And inside this cabin, I think if you sat in it now and if you looked at these seats here now, you'd think, I wouldn't know the mileage of this. They're very durable and they hold up. And the battery life, I've been testing a lot of batteries over the last few months, so I've got a spreadsheet going, so there'll be more on this. But we're seeing that the battery longevity, especially with Model 3s, Model Ys, is great. Problems are super rare with the batteries on these cars now. And so the only thing you have with mileage is typically it would have had some degradation. So it's not quite as much range as the car was first new, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So what? We did that journey, driving all around the country, still in the warm cabin. Okay, this car when it was new, real world, maybe 330 miles of range. Today, 300.
Yeah,
okay.
It's amazing.
Still fine.
Yeah.
It still outdoes our bladders.
Yeah.
And we still need to stop. And we still need to get out and swap around drivers for such a trip like that. So
I did have a good poke around earlier, and the only thing I can really see is just a bit of wear and tear on the steering wheel.
The steering wheel really just actually since this trip, where probably I was gripping it in the blizzard the other day, it's starting to get a bit of wear on the top of the steering wheel there, which you will see the steering wheel wear on Model 3s. And the only other thing on Model 3s really is suspension bushes, which are a wear and tear thing. You can't really blame it. All cars will need that.
Yeah.
I remember buying and selling BMWs, and they love a front lower arm, and a Land Rover Discovery loves a front lower arm. So suspension bushes, but they're very cheap, and any mechanic and garage can change those. So with a higher mileage car, again, just check condition. Check it looks like it's been looked after. That's a given. And in terms of battery health, I wouldn't be concerned at all, really. Yes, it will have a few less miles of range, but they're very good at dealing with mileage and distance and fast charging and whatever.
Would you recommend doing a battery health check before anyone buys a car nowadays? Are we at that point with
it's a common request, and we do that, and we will offer that as a service. I think over time it won't be as prominent because we're all just kind of getting used to the fact that, well, actually, there's no point. It's all right. Ultimately, if the battery's got an issue, the car's going to tell you. I mean, it will come up with an issue on the display. The car will tell you if it's got a problem. Whilst we can do battery testing, and whilst we can say, well, this has got 86% capacity, I think ultimately people will start kind of getting bored of asking the question, really, because we know that actually they're fine. With combustion cars now, we don't ask for a rolling road test to see how many horsepower might that Audi A3 still got compared to new. We just assume that there's no errors on the dash, it seems to run okay. It won't have quite the power as when it was new, it might not be as efficient, but it's still good. Whereas this still has all the power and the same efficiency, it just has some degradation, which means it has a little bit less range. The same as your electric drill at home. A cordless electric drill used to run for 5 hours, now it does 4 hours, 50 minutes. So what? Still a great drill. And by the way, you've got to bear in mind, this has had no servicing. We haven't done oil changes or clutches or DPFs or, it hasn't had any servicing at all. It's had your MOT and it's had 7 sets of tyres by now. but it's had nothing other than tyres, cabin filter and wiper blades.
That's amazing. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I did a little bit of homework before I came as well, and I've got a little document just to share.
Yep.
I worked out that this car doing 240,000 miles, right?
Yep.
This would have cost the equivalent of doing that in an average petrol car in the UK, £61,000 to fuel to do that amount of miles, right?
Yep.
If you'd have only used the Tesla superchargers, that would be £25,000.
Yep.
If I'd have charged at home on my overnight tariff, which I've only ever done
Yes.
for my entire life pretty much, £4,200 to
Yeah.
travel 240,000 miles. So even if you'd paid supercharger prices the whole way, you'd still have spent less than half of what a diesel driver would have on fuel and a third of a petrol driver. And then for charging at home, it's literally peanuts, isn't it?
It is, and the number that usually works best when I describe the costings to people is to say, okay, you can say it costs £3.50 to charge, that's a bit. The best way is you say, well, every 10,000 miles, it's going to cost me about £160 in electricity bill. Yeah. And you get, for 10,000 miles, your kind of average annual mileage.
Yeah.
And that's typically 2 tanks of fuel in their car, their Audi diesel, whatever, you know. And so that's the good comparison. And it's remarkable, and then a good car with it as well. You know, it is also fast and quick, and it feels nice. And you know, we're not sort of compromising on something that's slow and horrible to be in. It's just great.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm the petrol head that all the way along I've gone, God, these cars are good.
Yeah.
You know, and then it costs little to run it, and they're more reliable. And so I'm a big advocate, of course, of EVs. And I think Tesla have to be given credit for the fact they're producing cars like this, which are incredibly reliable now, incredibly reliable.
Yeah.
Even, you know, this was a taxi, and this door still works every time.
Just fine.
And we know that's never had a new handle or a new anything, but it is just a good working car.
So what's your plan with it then? Are you just trying to kill it at this point, or are you just going to, drive it forever?
Oh, it goes back to work on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we use this car daily to then go around the country picking up cars. So, you know, we've had this car about 9 months ourselves, and we've done about 23,000 miles, something like that. Yeah. And on Monday, we'll probably peel the stickers off, finish clearing the rubbish out, and it will go back to work.
Yeah, I mean,
it will go
clean.
Yeah.
Get Hoover out.
I think it's going to Taunton on Tuesday to go and collect a car. You know, it goes back to her. It's a working car, this one.
Amazing.
And so we look after it, but it is a working car, and so far it's never let us down. And we've also just bought a Tesla Model Y, which has got 206,000 miles.
Okay.
So I think we've probably got one of the highest mileage Model Ys in the UK.
Yeah.
And again, in incredible condition. Yeah. There'll be videos about that soon.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll get that one up on the ramp next week and do a visual inspection, battery health tests and that kind of thing. Yeah. But it also is, we're seeing more and more of these high mileage cars, and we're seeing more and more that they're looking like they're durable and lasting really well.
Yeah.
So I think they make good used buys. I'd rather buy a 240,000 mile one of these over a 240,000 mile BMW 320d or whatever, you know.
Too much to go wrong, too much expense.
There are things that could go wrong, but far less likely in this.
Yeah.
Look, I've sold used BMWs and Mercedes and Passats, and I know what they're like, and I used to spend a lot of money fixing them. And actually, commercially, if nothing else, these cars save me a bundle in terms of the repairs you do to be able to sell them.
Yeah.
And any aftermarket warranty claims, you know, it's super rare.
Yeah. I couldn't help but noticing the number plate as well. It's got GFY in it. Is that anything to do with Elon? I don't know.
No.
Go yourself.
It came with that, G71, yeah.
I thought that would have swung it for me.
The only thing we've done to it that's sort of non-standard is we've got the swivel screen, which we like.
Yeah,
we got rid of the wood trim with the Alcantara.
Yeah.
And there is one mod we did to this, we didn't have to, but we took the Highland springs and dampers.
Oh,
and put them in this car, so we got the softer ride comfort.
Nice.
Because they're just interchangeable. And the old dampers were fine, not even the slightest bit of mist in or anything after 240,000 miles. But because we do a lot of mileage in this, we did that little mod. It was an interesting project to do,
but
it means a little bit more ride comfort when you're spending a long time in the car. But otherwise, bog standard and all mechanically original.
That's a good mod for these original Model 3s as well, isn't it? Just to get that suspension up.
It's a good little thing to do. Yeah. Again, with our use case, which is lots of long distance driving, it makes a difference. Yeah. For most people,
yeah, sure.
It doesn't matter how much, you know. So,
but look, I just want to congratulate you on your trip and your entire project and what you're doing here, and a lovely open day as well. It's been nice to meet so many of you guys who work here and stuff.
This is what it's about. Come and see us, come see what we do, and thank you for coming. The weather's atrocious, so I'm surprised anyone even came. But thank you very much.
That's right. Lovely to speak to you. Thank you.
Take care.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Do give Richard a follow on X at Richard Symons Limited and subscribe to his excellent YouTube channel for loads of great reviews and insights into Teslas and other electric vehicles at RSEV. Thanks to Richard, Joe, Sergio and Lewis for putting on a great event. But tell me, what's the highest mileage car you've ever owned? What do you think of this Model 3? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm Will, this is the Tesla Jigsaw. Thank you patrons, thanks for watching. Bye for now.